Social media algorithms are not your friend. They're designed to keep you scrolling, not connect you to the people that you actually care about. So if your Facebook or Instagram feed has turned into a wasteland of random content instead of updates from friends and family, I'm about to show you how to fix that. My name's Tanya Kubo, and I'm an online community strategist who has spent the better part of the past 2 decades designing and managing thriving online spaces. I help business owners turn their online communities from ghost towns into vibrant communities where people actually talk to each other. But here's the problem. If you're trying to use Facebook for business purposes, whether you have a community or you don't, it can get really frustrating if you are like most of us who actually create content or create accounts in order to connect with people you know, people you want to know. But gradually, especially if you use Facebook and Instagram for business purposes, you will find your feed to get outrageously cluttered by sponsored posts, which are ads, suggested posts, which are posts that Facebook thinks you are likely to interact with, mainly just stuff from random strangers that don't apply to you, to your actual interests, or to the work that you do. And here's the problem, right, is that stuff tends to overshadow or outpace the stuff that you really do want to see. And what some people don't realize, right, is social platforms, we all know that they're algorithm driven in most cases, but they use the algorithms to track every click, every pause, every share that you make to determine what is going to keep you on the app longest. Unfortunately, that also means that you're shown more content that is deemed addictive or more likely to get you to stay on it rather than the updates that you really want to see. But the good news is you can retrain these algorithms to show you exactly what you want to see, less of what you don't. It takes a little bit of time and a little bit of intentional effort, but in as little as 5 days, you will see an entirely different feed than what you're experiencing right now. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this on Facebook. I'm using my computer, so the location of options is a little bit different than if you're using a mobile device. Some of you may find you have to do this on your computer, but that you're being fed an entirely different library of ads from your phone or your tablet, whatever you use. So you may have to repeat it over there. But I promise you, it's going to take about 5 days max, and your feed is going to suddenly be filled by people you know, people you like, people that you want to get back in touch with. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of show you 2 ways to go about this. So what I would say is it's a 2-part exercise. Part 1 is communicating with Facebook on what you don't want to see. Part 2 is helping Facebook to understand and appreciate what you want to see more of. So first, what I recommend folks do is just scroll through their feed. Now you'll notice that my feed is relatively clean, and that's because I did this exercise with another community about a week ago. So I got to curate my own feed in real time. But we are going to do this together just to show you a little bit on the front end. So you'll see immediately, excuse me, there are 3 locations that you'll typically see ads. You'll see ads up in your stories. You'll see ads over here on the upper right hand side where it says sponsored. You know, there was a time where this is where we saw ads only, but you'll see ads over here, and then you'll see ads here in the center in the feed. So we've got this ThreadUp ad. Now actually, I shop ThreadUp. I like ThreadUp. So I enjoy seeing ads from ThreadUp, but if I didn't want to, I would click these 3 dots, and then notice here I have options to hide the ad, which means I will never see this specific ad again. I can report the ad if I think it violates terms and conditions, which most likely it doesn't. Most ads don't these days. But I can also tell Facebook, hey, I already bought this thing like a million years ago. How many times have you bought something and then suddenly you're seeing ads for it all the time? Right? So you can say, hey, I already bought this, like stand down. You can also save the link if you want to see more of it. Turn on notifications. Now, if you had commented on this ad, this bell would have a cross through it, and then you could turn off notifications. And then you can go here to drill into why are you seeing this ad? So let's do that on this one since I don't want to hide it. So why am I seeing this? This tells me what information Facebook has that is determining that I should see this ad. So the first thing is the advertiser picked me in some way, right? So that's up at the top here. Advertiser choices means the advertiser has picked me. And then my activity means that I have behaved. I have clicked on things, I have shared things, I have commented on things on Facebook that indicated that I would be interested in this type of ad. And then from here, I can hide all the ads from this advertiser, which is the easiest way to clean up your feed. Is if you find an advertiser you're not interested in, I'll just hide all the ads. And then you can update your ad preferences here. So we're going to walk through all these steps. So first of all, let's see, why is the advertiser choosing me, other than the fact that I've been shopping with them for 3 years, right? So they have set their ads to anybody 18 and over, primary locations in the US. And these are just a couple of options that they have used for targeting. Now, I happen to know that I've purchased from them in the past. There's a lot of behavior between the two of us. I share their ads with my husband when I say, hey, I want to buy this for one of the girls or whatever. So that's all behavior that has contributed to Facebook going, hey, they want to see ads from these things. Now, like I said, I could do this. Let's go to update ad preferences though. So let's see what that shows us. It's going to take a minute to come up. Okay, so now it's up. Took a minute to show up, and you will see here. So here's all the ad activity. So these are ads that I have actually clicked on and stuff, right? So Shelby over here is a client, and this Patty post is a social media scheduler, and I could scroll through here and see everything. I can click see all, and I can see all of my ad activity. These are all ads that I have saved, right? And I could click here to see all from that. And then this is going to show me a whole list of advertisers that I have seen ads from. And then this shows me topics. So if I want to be really aggressive with curating my newsfeed and really limiting the ads I see, what I am going to do is I'm going to go straight to ad topics. And I'm going to say, you know what, I don't want to see anything that's drawing an illustration. I don't want to see anything that's used merchandise buying and selling. I don't want to see anything that's cooking and baking ingredients. And I'm going to click here so you can see some of the topics that I have chosen to hide, which is right here. So these are the topics that are currently being used to target me for ads. These are the topics that I've already said, no, thank you. So if you go here, you'll see I have already hidden pants, cars, trucks, vans, business topics, some business topics, architecture, bedding, CrossFit, graphic design, romance books. I was in quite the spicy romance literature loop there for a while. Occasions and themes, fitness coaches and influencers, furniture, paid research studies, right? So I've already opted out of those topics. So it doesn't matter who the advertiser is. If that's the topic they're targeting, I'm not gonna get those ads. Then if that's either too big or you've done that and it still hasn't given you quite the experience you want, then go to advertisers you've seen ads from, because those are the ones that have ticked you off, right? You must have seen them in order for them to tick you off. And then you can just go through here, and these do take a minute depending on how much, and then you can just go through the list. So Patty Post, for instance, is a social media scheduler. I've already looked into it. I'm not interested in it. So I can click there, and then I can click down here, and I'm going to hide all ads from this advertiser. So you'll see this is much more efficient than going ad by ad down your feed, is just to go into this account center and manage your ad preferences here. So I've hid that one, and I have to go back to see all and see. So Descript, right? So this is a service. I use a competing service to Descript for our podcast. We use Riverside. So part of me wants to hide this because I'm not interested in Descript, but at the same time, I always want to know that I'm getting the best deal. So I keep the Descript ads on just so I can see what they've got going on. And, the same is true for others, right? But I know I'm not interested in fitness stuff at this time. So I'm going to hide that advertiser there. And there was another one there that was diet-centered weight loss. No, that's not what I want. That is an olive oil company. So I'll go to weight loss here, and I will hide those ads, right? So that's how I'm doing it. Then if I go back, and then here's where you can go ad by ad and make sure you don't see those ads. So that this is the most, consider this conservative, right? Would be this option here, because you're just going ad by ad. Then advertisers would be the next more extra step in making sure that you have fewer ads. And then finally, your broadest targeting would be your ad topics. Then you go back to your feed. You can refresh. and then you may see some changes there. Again, my feed's pretty clean at this point, but like, here's like a mini chat ad, right? I've used mini chat in the past. Don't particularly like it, so there. And then I can just say, so if you're going ad by ad, when it asks you why you're hiding the ad, I always recommend, if none of the other topics or options are true, then I go with the irrelevant, because that just says, hey, this doesn't apply to me. And then I can hide all ads from mini chat right there. So those are the options in terms of curating the ads by telling Facebook what you don't want to see. Now let's talk about how do you tell Facebook what you do want to see. Go over here to your profile picture, click the down arrow, go to settings and privacy, click there, and then what you can do is you can go to content preferences right here. And then this will tell you, hey, this is how you can manage the content you see. So on favorites, you can add people and pages to prioritize their posts in the feed. So if you go here, you can see, so these are all the people whose content I have prioritized, right? Some of them I know, some of them are just influencers I follow, but I can go through here, right? And actually there, so intentional steps, I start it there, that's prioritized. Now it's not prioritized. So I can go through here and just like check each ones that I want to see. I can do it that way. I'm going to go back here and back to content preferences. I can snooze people, pages, and groups. I can unfollow people and groups. I can reconnect with people who I haven't seen in a long time or who I've unfollowed, and then I can manage my defaults. So those are all options right there that will work. And if you give it about 5 minutes a day, because of course you're going to go through, you're going to curate everything. Tell Facebook, I don't want to see this. Tell Facebook, I want to see this. It's going to alter your feed. And then you're going to see other sets of ads. This is what happened to me, right? Like the next day I got a whole fresh crop of ads. And I'm like, this is more stuff I don't want to see, right? So I had to do it again. I think just 5 minutes a day is about all it takes though. And then, if you start it on a Monday, by Friday, you will see a whole new feed. And what I have already found, having done this last week, is I'm seeing content from people I haven't seen in ages. And it's not on my feed right now, but every now and then Facebook will show you something from someone you haven't interacted with in a long time. And there will be options at the bottom of the post that says, still interested, not interested. And it's like, or show me more of this, show me less of this, see more, see less. You want to make sure if that is somebody that you actually want to hear from, that you click see more, right? That's like super important to be able to do that, because again, Facebook doesn't know what's going on in your head. It tries really hard based on your behavior. And so what you need to do is indicate in your behavior. Now, as a follow-up to that, if you want to see more from your friends, what you have to do is get out of the habit that we've all fallen into, which is passively consuming content, right? So it's like going through the feed here and going, oh, hey, look at that. Like, oh, my friend Sonia, her granddaughter, organized her closet. That's so awesome. It's so cute. And then I keep scrolling. Oh, look at my friend's daughter. Oh, okay, that's cute. I keep scrolling, right? And I never stop to comment. I never stop to drop a heart. So Facebook thinks because I keep scrolling that I must not be interested, right? Because that's the only thing that it can track. So what I have to do is when I see things from people I care about, from people who I want to know more about, I need to take an activity, to take an action to let Facebook know about that. Right? So like this is a guy who lives in my neighborhood and, and so I might like laugh, right? Because he went out and got pizza in a huge rainstorm that we had yesterday. Or I might just say, sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Right? Now Facebook says, oh, okay, she reacted, she left a comment, she must want to see more of this content. It takes a little bit of time, but if you think about it, the whole reason that you're missing your friends, right, is you're interested in what's going on in their lives. So rather than just scrolling and passively consuming, take a moment, let them know you appreciate them in your lives. Let them know you appreciate their updates by leaving thoughtful comments. And that is going to do even more to change what you're seeing on your feed. Now, if this is the kind of stuff that you like to see, if you want more more tips on building meaningful connections online, I do have a Facebook group that's strictly for community building strategies. and you can access that. Look in the wherever you see this video, the link will be there, but it's tanya.link/group. And I have a whole bunch of research articles and guides on my website, which is tanyakubo.com. Would love to hear from you. I'd love to know if this is helpful. Let me know below, and I hope to talk soon.